First, I'm going to show you how to deal with just two variations when only one of them is affected by pricing, or maybe neither is affected by pricing. When you're in your edit mode of a listing, underneath the description, you'll find a section that says variations. You'll add a variation. You can choose from any of the ones that are listed, but if none of them applies, you can click Add a New Property. Just keep in mind that you're limited to 20 characters here, just like on a tag, so sometimes you have to get creative. So I'm going to pop over to one of my listings and show you what that looks like when it's in place. My first variation is whether or not the customer wants an ID window. One thing to keep in mind when you're setting up your variations is that if you have a pricing variation, that one has to be done first, because when you add a second variation, you'll see it doesn't give you any option for different pricing. So if you set up your non-priced one first and then you go to add your priced one, it just doesn't work. So I have no ID window and add ID window, and the price is the total price. It's not an add-on price. It's not like you put a price on your listing and then these variations add to that. It has to be the total. And then mark your in-stock buttons there. And then for my secondary variation, it's the fabric, whether they want it to match what they've already ordered, just coordinate with it, or if they want to tell me a specific fabric in the note at checkout. So what happens is when I have those in place, my listing looks like this for the customer. The customer can select whether or not she wants an ID window here, and that affects the price that is going to come up, and then has to select a fabric here. The great thing is that those have to be done before the item can be added to the cart. Now, it used to be that sometimes on mobile, people would end up checking out without having to mark those. But I think that was when variations were a little newer. I have not heard of that happening for a long time, but I just wanted to put it out there in case something like that happens to you. So that is just a really simplified way of doing it if you only have a couple of variations. Pretty straightforward.